This amendment would return the legislation before us today to provisions that have historically enjoyed bipartisan support, provisions that prevent American taxpayers from footing the bill for international abortions. It would ensure that the bill before us today includes long-standing provisions to protect life, including reinstating the Helms Amendment, the Kemp-Kasten Amendment, and the Mexico City policy. And I do believe this is a reasonable place to work together on this international policy for taxpayers. The Helms Amendment, included in Hinson number 1, prohibits U.S. taxpayer money from funding abortions abroad or to coerce anyone to practice abortion or involuntary sterilization abroad. A staggering 77% of Americans don't believe that their hard-earned money should be spent on abortions in other countries. And we are here to carry out taxpayers' wishes, and clearly spending their hard-earned paychecks on abortions in other countries isn't on their wish lists. No. And by the way, 64% of individuals who identified as being pro-choice make up part of that group. Now, the second part of my amendment is known as the Kemp-Kasten. It would prohibit funding from being used to coerce women into having an abortion. This is straightforward. We don't want American money forcing women into abortions anywhere in the world. And the key word here is forcing. Why do we need this amendment, you ask? The answer is a horrifying one. We need this amendment because it is used to prevent American money from supporting barbaric practices by the Chinese Communist Party. Iowans and all Americans do not want their paychecks going into the CCP's pockets at all, especially not so the CCP can commit human rights atrocities, which we know they're doing. And finally, the third part of my amendment would reinstate the expanded Mexico City policy. This would ensure that any foreign assistance funding to nonprofits is safeguarded from being used for abortions. Elective abortions, not health care. Foreign aid dollars intended for health care should be used for health care. And we should be investing in efforts to combat the next global pandemic, reducing maternal and infant mortality, and supporting women and girls who are abused. And I know we share these priorities. So I hope you will join me in fighting for taxpayers' wishes, in standing up for real health care needs, and protecting the unborn by voting yes on Hinson Amendment number 1. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I yield back.